take your knife. There's a line that goes up the center of the fluke. You take your knife and you follow that line, and using a sawing motion, you go right to the end of the fillet, and you're following the bones of this bone cage here. And you get to the front, you lift the fillet up, you take your knife from the other side now, and you just follow the bones again, right down across the whole fish. You take the fillet off like that. They have a fillet with no bones in it. You flip the fish over, and using the same principle, make a cut here, a cut at the tail, and just take your knife, follow the bone right up, and using a sawing motion, you lift this out, and again, you'll have the ridge bone, which marks the center of the fish. You just lay your knife in there and run it right across, and then down that side, and you come out with two perfect fillets. Now, a lot of people, when they go to skin these fish, they try to cut them in four, but if you just do it this way, just use a sawing motion, and what you're doing, you're running it right along between the skin and the meat, and your fillet comes off like that. Now there's still about 5 or 6 bones on the fillet. So you make an angle cut like this, you take out the rib bones, and if you feel the fillet right here, you'll feel that there's about 2 or 3 bones there. Just take the knife, cut a little notch, and they're gone. That's the fillet. Perfect, no more bones. I rinse them off to get any of the blood or scales away from them, and that's ready to eat. Now you take the other side of the fish, and you go the same route between the skin and the meat. A lot of guys use a fork to hold it down. I've always used my thumb, but if you find it's too slippery, use a fork or an ice pick. Hold it down. When you get the fillet done, again on that angle, you cut away the rib cage, and you'll have those couple bones there again. Just make a little notch, and then you have a fillet that has no bones. Fluke, it should take you about 1 minute to clean a fish if you're doing it right. Then if you want, you can pull the fillets apart. You still have the 4 pieces that everybody kind of seems to end up with Fluke, but it's faster. I'll do one more and then we'll skin the others. It is slippery. You know, this knife has kind of a flexible blade. You want it to be flexible so it'll slide along the bones. If you use a knife like this, which has a stiff blade, the comparison, that won't ride along the rib cage, and you'll waste a lot of the meat.